the moon into blood is the day of the Lord. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to contribute it to a video done by my friend right here, Apostle Tahar, from the New York camp. And my main focus of the video is going to be on the blood moon, because the blood moon is a sign. Whenever the Lord gives you a blood moon, that is a sign, because remember, the moon has its own effects. Okay, of course the moon is different from the sun. The moon does not get its light from the sun like the so-called white man will tell you. Especially in these pseudo documentaries, in these different documentaries, the so-called white man will tell you, you see, the sun sits right there and the moon sits right here, and what happens is that the light from the sun shines on the... No, none of that shit happens. The moon has its own light, okay? The moon has its own light. Okay, and whenever a blood moon happens, that comes from the Lord. The Lord makes the lights on the moon red to give us a sign. And a matter of fact, let's go to 2nd Esdras. Excuse me there. I apologize. 2nd Esdras chapter 9. Let me see. Is it verse 4 or 5? I'll know soon enough. You know what? I guess I could start at 5. Excuse me. It says, okay, 2nd Esdras chapter 9 verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Right. We know that we are at the end through what? Through prophecy, through the events we see happening around the world. And thanks to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, starting with Abba Bivens and King Masha and Elder Ari and Elder Yaiquab and High Priest Ariyah, trickling down to our apostles we see today, starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Amyamlab, Apostle Rakah, and the Bishop Menachzot. Starting with them, we are able to line up prophecy in the Holy Scriptures. Okay, so the end is manifest through what? Through prophecies, through the events around the world, and we're able to line it up through the Holy Scriptures. Verse 6. So the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder, and powerful works, and endings. Now check. Now listen. And it says, even so the times also of the highest. Who's the highest? Yahweh, the Most High, have plain beginnings, and wonder, and powerful works, and endings and effects. So a blood moon will be a effect, a ending and effect. Okay? And signs. A blood moon is also a sign. It is a sign from Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai that we are in the last days. Okay? Now let's go from there to the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24. Excuse me, I meant verse 25. Luke chapter 21 verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. You see that? Signs in the sun and in the moon. Now on the sun, they talk about earth-sized tornadoes, which, you know, the so-called white man, he likes to tell you that the sun is bigger than Jupiter and blase. Look, we don't know how big the sun really is. For all we know, the sun could be the exact same size as the earth. Maybe even smaller than the earth. Who knows? But to say that the sun is bigger than the earth, who knows, you know. But they say that you know, that there are earth-sized tornadoes on the sun, and that there are a lot of flares that are, you know, bursting from the sun and heading toward. No. While you know, the Lord did say that there will be signs in the sun, you know. But I must also say this: the sun is not stationary. It don't sit in one place, okay? So don't believe the so-called white man when he tells you that the earth orbits the sun. No, the sun orbits the earth. The sun goes around the earth just like the moon. But yeah, there are tornadoes happening on the sun, I will say that, as well as all kinds of flames bursting from the sun, electromagnetic pulses bursting from the sun, if you will. But there are also signs in the moon as well. Okay, there are also signs in the moon and in the stars. What's amongst the stars? Comets, asteroids, meteorites, chariots. And what I mean by chariots, I'm talking about UFOs. We say so-called UFOs because the Holy Scriptures identify them as being the chariots of Israel. And upon the earth, the stress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. So Lord's will, this video was edifying. I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.